Auzubillahi minash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Dear students and honorable guardian, everybody take my salam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So today I am going to show you an online class. This is a grammatical class. Here you can see this is a question. So maximum student they don't know how to identification a complex sentence making text. They are in this situation they don't try to understand which one is correct if the sentence two clause or two subject. In this case, we can see there are two clause and two subject in this sentence. The boy white's hair thought I have ordered him to leave. We can see here two subject and two clause. The boy is a subject and another subject is I have. So which subject we use here in making text? Maximum students they don't know how to making in this situation exactly understand making tech question in this case. So some of student the boy words in this case it's follow and they answered here doesn't the boy, and another student they follow this I have ordered him to leave and they use here haven't I. We know that if the sentence is affirmative and tech question will be negative. Definitely if the sentence is negative the tech question will be affirmative. In this situation, everyone try to understand which one is correct. The two answer is not incorrect. Only one answer is correct. So which one is correct? Let's try to understand in this situation. We can see the example answer is here. The boy white's hair thought I have ordered him to leave, doesn't he? In this case, we can see only first of sentence. The boy white's hair thought. In this situation, we can see the first clause follow this answer, doesn't he? But why? Why we cannot use here haven't I? Because of we can see the in this complex sentence only principal clause is used for making the question. Remind it only principal clause is used for making the question. So how to identification which clause is principal clause or which clause is subordinate clause? In this situation, we can see there are a easy method to identification principal clause or subordinate clause. In this slide, you can see if the sentence is a complex sentence, you will get two clause or sentence in it. Definitely, we will be confused in this situation. But remember, for making text, you have to follow the tense and subject of the principal clause. There is an easy method of recognize the principal clause in a complex sentence. If there is a comma between the two clause, the last one is principal clause. But if there is no comma between the two clause, the first one is principal clause. Remind it, if there is a comma between two clause, the last one is principal clause. And if there is no comma between the two clause, the first one is principal clause. So we can see our example is here. We can see the two boys white's hair thought I have ordered him to leave. In this situation, there is no comma between the clause. So we use here only first clause is used for making the question, right? So we can see another example is here. As they found me, I went there. We can see in this sentence there are a comma between two clause. So how to identification which clause is principal clause and which one is subordinate clause? Exactly, we know the only principal clause will be making the question use in it. So as they found me, I went there. There are two clause. One is as they found me and another is I went there. So how to use there in principal clause? Using to making the question. Didn't I. But why? We know that if there are a comma between the two clause, only second part or second clause is principal clause. So we can use here I went there, and follow these rules we can use here didn't I, because this is a simple parts, simple past tense. So we know that if simple past tense is there is no auxiliary or model auxiliary verb, we can use here only did, and this sentence is affirmative, we use here is negative form. That's why we can use here didn't I, right? I hope that you are clear this complex sentence, how to identification complex sentence, and we can use here in tech question, making tech question. So exactly here we can see if the exam, we can see this in this situation, how to identification making tech question in this complex sentence. Only there are two rules you have to follow. Just identification. First of all, you know the which one is principal clause. Then you follow this principal clause and making the question. I hope that you will be clear in this subject to watching this video. Everyone will be well by the grace of Allah. So today I have to say you goodbye. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.